the plants which is having to be grown in that area, we have to promote there. There is no need of so much of economy there because the plant is naturally growing. Only thing is we have to just give a platform, putting the seeds on particular areas and then encourage it to grow. And most of the endemic plants like Hebenaria, what we saw, Aja, Vriddhi sources, these sources can't be grown in anywhere. If it is growing on that particular land only, then it will yield the tubers. Otherwise, the tubers will not become that much big or having that much things. Why means these plants are very sensitive in nature. They need a specific type of environment, a microclimatic environment and association of fungus, bacteria, and other things. If this micro environmental climate is lost, then the plant also will lose its potency. Because some of the chemical constituents that necessary for that plant has to be produced once there will be an opposite thing will be occurring on that particular area. A plant which is growing on a watery, marshy area, if it want to secrete more chemical constituents, what is the need? They are secreting these chemical constituents because they are surrounded with so much of fungal things which will start to decay these plants. For that, they are producing these chemicals, and that will be a medicine for ours. If you are taking out this plant from the natural habitat and planting in somewhere, these types of fungus will not be there, and the plant will not produce these types of chemicals. So it will reduce the Rasaguna. Like that, the cultivation is one of the important mechanism, but how to cultivate, where to cultivate, that is one of the important things. So there Ayurveda has to tell the authorities that it has to be started from the natural places where it is needed. Of course, those plants which is needed for the food or for mass cultivation, some ginger or turmeric we want to cultivate, we can cultivate it in anywhere. But most of the other important medicinal plants, we have to cultivate at these places. And when we are collecting also, we have to collect this from these places, especially when we are collecting the medicines for Panchakarma, where we have to collect. We have to collect the Vamana Dravyas from the Udas, which is predominance of Tejovayu Akasha, which is a high altitude areas and dry areas where we have to collect. But we want a Virajana Dravyam, it has to be collected from a upper Prithvi predominant areas. Like that, we have to look into these aspects, and wherever the place it is ideal for the cultivation, there we have to promote these things. And the important thing is we have to start this cultivation. And one more thing is some of the plants are becoming critically endangered and red listed. Such type of plants, seeds, if you want to produce or multiply the seedlings, there we have to implement the mass cultivating things in the laboratories. Tissue culture methods or seed generation cultures, such things has to be started, and we have to multiply this in the specific climatic conditions, and then we have to replace this to the natural habitat. That way we have to depend. Otherwise, simply nowadays what we are seeing, spending so much of money for this purpose is not worthy always.
So there is another question. Each person represent a plant according to species. Is that true according to Jyotisha or according to Veda?
Yeah, there are some of the descriptions are there, especially in the Rajanigandu itself. One of the descriptions are there regarding the nakshatram and the same person's quality. So the plants are having also same types of features as the human beings. Some of them are having a calm nature, some of them are having so much of eagerness and so many other activities. Like that, the plants also have. So there are some relations with the plants because everything in this earth is made for a specific purpose, and it is having a specific relation and similarity in all the levels, in all the lives. So not only for the humans, for all the living beings, if you see, you can see that. So in Jyotisham or in other such type of things, every person is having a specific bird, specific animal, specific plant, and other some species also. Maybe it will be helpful for preserving such type of species or doing a prayer also. So these things are the richness of our culture. We have to look in that aspects also. So how peacefully and insightfully we are looking ourselves as a similar creature as that of the things that is existing in the surrounding. That insight is the richest insight of humans. That make the humans separating from all other creatures. So that's why our acharyas and our rishis are always passionate to make everyone to look into the nature as similar to as that of your himself. So on that way, we have to think about this, and surely there may be some features that will blessed to that person's when you protect such type of life in the nature.
Thank you, sir. So the next question, the plant which is growing in the same area where we are living will have more effect on our body rather than which is taken from Himalaya. Is that true?
Yeah, it's having such a type of things are there. But one more thing is there, wherever we are living, the plants which are surrounding us also having the same features as that of our body constitution. Because we and the plant are sharing the same land, the same air, same water, and the resources. So most predominantly, these plants are having the same effect on our body also. So when we are using a Bela of Kerala, that is ideal for the persons, those who are living in the Kerala, because their body constitution is similar to as that of them. But if a person who was living in a Deccan plateau or a dry land, like in some parts of the Tamil Nadu or Andhra, they have to select the Bela of that particular area. That is the ideal thing for that. So that is not for medicines also. This is the basic things of food. That's why if you look into Indian culture, we have a richness of the food culture. That's based on these aspects. So if you drink a rasam from Chennai or a rasam from Kanyakumari, it is totally different. How it is happening? Because the taste and the likeness and the dosha visheshanas that will be taking place in that area and this area is different. Accordingly, the persons will change it. So in the name of medicines also, we have to look into that aspects and we can use it. There will be no problem. So some plants are having a great power. If you want to treat a specific case of very difficult thing, that has to be treated, then some necessity of that much of Rasaguna Virya Vibhaga is necessary. That has to be collected from that area. It's in the Himalayas or like that.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there is a question like, can you just share a picture of Dhawa in its natural habitat if possible?
Yeah. On these slides, I don't have. I will just. Dava Anogenesis latifolia is one of the important medicinal plant which is having a very good Medohara property. So it's a very good Medohara property. So if you are seeing that plant itself, the bark is very whitish in nature. And it's having an exfoliated things will be there. The bark will be exfoliating in things, and the leaves are ovate leaves, just like an egg-shaped leaves. So that leaves and the flowers also small, very small, yellowish, numerous flowers will be there. And the bark is the useful part. The bark has having, you can see that up there. So you can see the bark. The bark is very whitish and is having exfoliated like this, and the leaves will be ovate in shape. This bark is very good Medohara and Kapahara. So this is the tree which look like, and the flower will be like this. In an axils, on the leaf axils, it will be coming like this, a bunch of small leaves. So this is a plant it's on the dry areas, dry deciduous areas, and it can sustain even the forest fires also. So usually in the grasslands, the forest fires will come across on every year. So on that time, this plant will sustain there and it will grow. So these indicates that it is having such a capacity to reduce the aptatvam or sleshma, where there will be a looseness will be occurring. That sandra pichilatvam can be reduced by these types of parts, which is having such type of property. And you can see that on that plant on Shadavari is also climbed. We come across with Shadavari there. The Shadavari is the Mahashadavari, not the simple Shadavari what we are seeing here. It's having a plenty of roots and the thorns are very long in nature, and the phyllodes of these leaves are very much reduced. So it's one another variety of Mahashadavari that what we see here. So like that, this is the this is Latifolia dhava.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you tell local plans for varicose veins?
Yeah, there are so many treatment protocols are there in varicose veins. With one or two plants, we can't able to do like this. But internally, we can suggest one plant which is having Glycosmus pentaphylla. Glycosmus pentaphylla is a plant which has a capacity to reduce the rot or something that is occurring on that particular sclerosis, and the same time it can strengthen that particular sclerosis veins. So Glycosmus pentaphylla root is one of the important plant, and there's so many other plants that is mentioned in our classics like Manjishta and other things also we can able to see. And externally, if you are speaking, the best drug is the Panchavalkalam, and another one more drug is the Kubilu. Kubilu bark and leaves one of the good things that can bring out the external features like the spottings and other things can be reduced by these things. Anyway, the Panchavalkalam and these combinations, we can't tell that one or two drugs it can be used for. The drug what we are seeing, Equatorian Treplaner, this is one of the very good drug for varicose ulcers. The local peoples are using this plant Calcum for application on these varicose veins.
So there is a question like, can we have a list of best Jwarahara Dravyas from your library?
Surely, there are so many Jwarahara Dravyas. Best Jwarahara Dravyas is Musta and this only. Along with that, we can take, if you are discussing regarding the present scenario, we have to look into some of the drugs like Tulasi and that Coleus, Ribera and Parnaivan. The two things we have to remember is this Coleus aromaticus and Coleus silenicus and Ocimum sandum. These plants can be used for the present scenarios. So just 2 days back, I discussed these scenarios with one of my friends, Dr. Shibu Varghese, and he has shared one important information that his father, Sri Vaidya Varghese Vaidyan, he used to treat these types of disorders, means these types of infectious conditions in the olden times. Then what they will do means they will make a decoction of leafy things with the tulasi, this Coleus aromaticus and Vasa and the Datura leaves. So these combination of this decoction will be made, and then when they are dispensing, this will be mixed with the equal quantity of Amrutaristam or Dashamularistam. So here comes the importance of our applications. Why Vaidya is important? Once we are able to pick up a Vyadhi Pradenika Dravyam and then a Dosha Pradenika Dravyam and make it into a proper combinations, that will yield the Siddhi. So there may be a plenty of drugs will be there, but we have to choose according to the situations. So here in the respiratory related conditions, the Vyadhi Pradenika Dravyas like Tulasi, this Coleus aromaticus, and this Datura, these are having a specific antispasmodic, mucolytic, and chromic actions on the respiratory system. So if that mixed with a Vada Kapahara quality of Dashamulam or Dashamula Arishta preparation, how beautifully we can change it. So that is the yukti and the sadhana of a Vaidya, then it will be helpful for the peoples and other things. So like that, there are so many, maybe there are Jorakna Dravyas are there, because Jora is not a simple thing. Why in our Shastras it is mentioned first? Because there are multiple causes are there that can cause a Jora. According to the causes, we have to select. Anyway, in the present scenario, we can look for these things, and the Shundi is another one of the important thing, or Ardragam. So if any medicine is giving, along with the Shundi Churnam or Ardraga Swarasam, if you are giving, that also an ideal thing for Dora.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's a question. How can we understand which part of the plant is useful and which part is useless, which is not in practice?
So in anything, there will be no useless things. Everything is very useful. Only thing is our application. That's why it's mentioned, Amandram Aksharam Nasti, Nasti Kinjit Tanaushadam, Ayogyo Purusham Nasti, Yojas Tatra Durlabham. So we have to select, apply each and every our logic in its utmost level. That is the important thing. That's why we are studying the basic things. Otherwise, it will be not as a valuable thing to us. So once we will get a jnana, then we have to convert that jnanam into vijnanam. Jnanam is the knowledge. So we have to make it into a vijnanam, a true knowledge that will yield a wisdom. That is the capacity of everyone is residing in us. But we have to develop it and we have to practically apply it. So each and every part, from the root to the stem, leaves, terminal buds, or the falling leaves, or the flowers, everywhere the medicine things are existing. We have to apply our Panchagodika principles in each and every part of the plant. Then we have to apply our Rasapanjaga principles in each and every part of the plant. Surely we can able to find out a new karma that can be used for these purposes. So like that way, everyone will start to do an investigation, a thinking process, and to generate a specific type of wisdom. Then that will be the grateful thing that what we can give to the Ayurveda. That's why when we look in these aspects and then you produce it, then you will become a great Vaidya or a great physician along with a scientist. So most of the time, Charakajarya is telling and Sushrutarya is highlighting that how you should become a Shastrajna. Shastrajna is the one of the important things that put forth by Sushrutarya. So once you will become a scientist, then you will become a very good Vaidya. So through our pramanas, to apply the Aptopadesham what they are given to us, then it will be a very good thing that we all, anyone can promote a miraculous things to the society. That way we have to approach, and surely we can find out new plants, new parts of the plants that can be used for these types of purposes. One story, the time is there or not, I don't know. One story, one fact I will share with you. One of the field surveys done in Attapadi, and on that time we went to a grandma who is nearly 70 years of age, a traditional practitioner for doing so many treatments she has doing. She has a specific medicine for an allergy, a specific allergy towards the prawns. Those who are taking prawns, no, on that time they will produce a hyperallergy. The lips and everything will be swollen and so much of itching at other times. So specifically, she has giving a medicine to that. So many places the persons are coming and taking 3 days medicines only, a powder, a fine powder. And only 3 doses, 3 days. That's the specialty. And after that, the allergy is not taking place. Those persons came there also, they're sharing the same day. And what she has given? She has given the fine powder of Karanja bark. Karanja is mentioned in our classic as a Kandukna. But we don't know. The persons, those who are came there, are treated by so many Vaidyas and other things. We will give so many other medicines, but in our mind, it will not strike. But if you go by this information, if you go to our books and then refer, you can see that this is mentioned as the best Kandukana. So, like that, the insight of knowledge and sparkling of the knowledge that this can be used for this purpose is not coming in the simple way. It needs a continuous search, exertion, and continuous studying and researching. The searching inside will produce so many things. That instinct of searching has to be developed in every mind, especially in Ayurvedic Vaidyas. Then surely they can get so many pathways to reach to a particular goal.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's another question. So we know Arjuna bark is best for heart diseases.
Yes.
But the leaf modification of Arjuna by an insect showing leaf-like heart muscle, do you think the leaf is also best for the heart diseases?
We can't say that like that. We have to study that leaves. We have to study that leaves in various levels. Now we are observed only. That is an observational knowledge. We have to change that observational knowledge, is it true or not, to a perceptional knowledge. So how we will do a perceptional knowledge? By Guna Parisha, by Virya Parisha, by Rasa Parisha, and then we will apply this to various instances, by to the domestic animals or something like that. We will observe this, and then only we can able to say. But the bark and the leaves are totally different, and its appearance is different. By simply appearance of a gall, we can't say that. But another thing we can see is, if a gall is producing on such type of a kashaya predominant leaves, then that galls are having so much of medicinal properties to do a criminal action. Why? Because the galls are produced by an insects to protect their larvae or egg. So if they want to protect their larvae and the eggs for the next generation, then surely the insects producing so much of chemicals that can nullify the fungal, bacterial and other infections or any predators inventions. So for that purpose, they will produce so much of Kashaya Rasa. So maybe the Kashaya Rasa concentration is more on these things compared to the bark. So like that, we have to observe in various levels, then only we can say. Surely we have to look into that aspects also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. The session was very informative. So it looks like we have covered all of our questions, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We now come to the end of our session. Dear delegates, 7th Web Conference of Samsiddhi 2020 will be conducted on 24th of July from 5 to 8:30 p.m. In the next session, we will be discussing about the clinical aspects of Shadveda Upakrama by Dr. Raghavendra, Professor in HOD, Department of Samhita and Siddhanta, Yanapoa Ayurveda College and Hospital, Mangaluru, and core perception of Sadhyo Pranahara Marmas in contemporary period by Dr. Alapati Vinod Kumar, Associate Professor and HOD, Department of Rachana Sharira, Rajiv Gandhi Ayurveda College, New Mahi. Thank you everyone for joining with us today. We appreciate you being here. For further details on our upcoming session, stay connected with us in all our social media. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Hope you all had a great evening. Good night.